Welcome back to another episode of Hardstyles with me, Solar. Hardstyles with me, Solar is your ultimate birthday pass into the world of harder styles. The show will share you the best tips, tell you stories you won't hear anywhere else, and bring you exclusive 30-minute guest mixes and activity episodes. You can catch the show live on Twitch every second Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. Finnish time. If you can't join the live broadcasts, don't worry, all the episodes will also be available afterwards on YouTube. Spring is here already, and the festival season is just around the corner. So, today's episode is all about the upcoming festival season. My name is Mia Solar, and I will be your host through this journey of harder styles. Today, I'm excited to have a guest who knows everything about festivals and knows festivals like his own buckets. Welcome to the show, Oskari Mällinen.
Hello, thank you for the invite.
How are you doing?
Great, busy spring.
Yeah. And now we are here together talking about another plans.
Yes.
You are well known in our scene for many reasons. You have your own artist project called Temporadas, and you are also a huge part of one of the biggest hardstyle organizations in Finland, the Hard Voltage Events. On top of that, you write event reports on your Instagram page, and today we are especially focusing on that. You travel abroad to festivals several times a year, and your followers can always expect a detailed review after each trip. That's why people call you our local Hardstyle Hesari,
Yes.
meaning that you are our Hardstyle magazine. I'm super excited about today's episode because we will be giving you the ultimate festival guide and tell you guys everything you need to know to prepare for the upcoming festival season. Thank you so much for coming here today, Oskari. First, let's go back to where it all started. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey into the world of hardstyle? How did you discover the genre?
Yes, so it was in 2016. I was studying in Turku University of Applied Sciences, and I was like the usual student party goer. I was enjoying the nightclub, basic EDM and so on. And then one day my school friend started linking me Climax after movies, and he had been listening to harder styles for a longer while. And then he just started linking them to me, like hoping that because I like the basic EDM, like maybe I could catch on to the Climax and the harder styles, and yeah, that was how I got the first touch.
Do you remember the first track that you heard about hardstyle?
No, no, not anymore.
Was it more euphoric side or?
I think it was like some sort of melodic, like the usual after movie starter tracks.
Okay.
Could have been even a Climax anthem, perhaps.
That sounds great. What was the first event you attended and what the experience was like?
Yeah, it was in 2016 with the same friend who was linking me the after movies. Like one day he just randomly asked me like, hey, there's this event in Helsinki in Nosturi, and should we go? And I was like, yeah, why not? Like you should try everything once. Yeah. And it was an event which had DJ Isaac and Cyber as the headliners and some Finnish local stars. Really? And like I had been enjoying the music from Spotify earlier, but when I walked into the venue, it was like love at first kick. Basically, like I was hooked instantly. It was like so magical, and yeah.
Love at first kick is actually very good said.
Yes.
It's very well said. I will steal that from you. I will use that. What made you fall in love with the event lifestyle?
I think that music in general is best when it's heard live in a live setting, and especially the electronic music and harder styles with the proper sound system and the bass. And like it's the place where you can like escape reality and your problems for a while, and especially in the harder styles, like when you have this sort of a niche genre, like when the people are going to the event just for the music, it's the atmosphere is always something magical. So that's like I crave that feeling of like being in the audience with like-minded people.
It's really truly something else to just go to the festival or event and just like let go of everything else.
Yes.
And just relax and be there, enjoy the moment together with great people and great music. There's no better feeling. But you write the event reports on your Instagram page. What inspired you to start sharing your experiences and writing event reports on Instagram?
It was a bit of an accident.
Okay.
Because like back in 2022 after COVID, I was doing this #Reivivuosi 2022 project when I did as many events as possible in 1 year, just to like take back that lost time during the pandemic. And I had already started the project in March when everything opened, but and I had made some shorter posts on Instagram earlier, but it was at Rebirth 2022 after the event. I was just basically bored at the airport and I was doing my post, and I figured that well, I'm bored and I have maybe a little bit more to say because it was cold at night and stuff like that. So I did a little bit longer post of that. And then I just kind of find out that I liked doing those, and the longer text form comes naturally to me. And then I just kept going for fun, and eventually people just started finding me and pouring in and liking and commenting. But it was an accident at first.
Could you tell a little bit about the reports that you do, because there might be people who have not seen those. So what do you basically tell about the events?
Yeah, so basically I do a little bit of like two kinds of reporting. When I'm at the event, I usually like do some sort of live posts on my Instagram stories, telling like everything from start to finish on the trip or at the event. And then afterwards, I usually do these posts where I like type in the like as much of text as I can fit into the like character limit.
What is the character limit?
I'm not sure, but it's too short for me.
Have you done these two-part writings?
Not yet. Perhaps I should perhaps. But yeah, I try to like take this talk a bit like objectively of like what was good, what was perhaps like something that should be fixed or something like that. So yeah, two kinds of reports I do basically.
Have you thought about doing videos, like video reporting, where you go there?
I have, yes, but I'm not sure if I like have the skills to do that, and I just haven't bothered learning yet because I like the text form, at least for now.
But I really enjoy your reports, like because I haven't been going all the festivals that you have went, and the reports there, like every time I read them, I'm like, I would like to go there. It's like it gets you the feeling that you would be in the festival, even though you're not. Like seeing all the vibing the festival through your material. That's really nice. I like it. So thank you for the reports.
No problem. Thank you.
But I'm also tempted to ask, how many events have you been visiting in total so far?
So far, I have done 40 event trips to the Netherlands or Belgium area since 2017, and if I count the events here in Finland and Estonia, it's like well over 100 at this point, and
that's a lot.
And that's just the raves, because I also go to like other genres concerts and stuff like that. So it's a lot.
It is. I have seen you posting at the end of the year. You have these what is the like frame, and you have the tickets. And
yes.
So could you tell a little bit about that?
Yeah, I like collecting stuff basically, and like at every event I always save the wristbands and the tickets and those. And at the end of the year, I spare them and I put them in this one frame for like one frame per year. So it's a nice decoration to have at home then.
So how many frames do you have at the moment?
I have one from every year since 2015, so I can almost decorate a wall at this point.
You need to send me a picture, so when we put the post to Instagram after the live, we can show people how it looks.
Sure, yeah.
Would be fun.
Yeah.
Do you have an all-time favorite event?
Yes, Exclusive Future Noise has a dear place in my heart in 2022, because it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience to begin with, because for those who don't know, the Exclusive concept was an event that revolved around a certain artist once a year, which had been like doing well for him or herself in the scene recently, and it's basically like an honoring of their career. And these days the Exclusive concept is unfortunately gone, so you can't even like go to those anymore. And when an artist got that honor, it was like now or never. You have to go there if you want to see it. And Future Noise is one of my favorite artists of all time, so it was like it was basically a perfect mix of everything, and the atmosphere at the event was the best I have ever experienced. Like everybody sang along to every song, and it was like magical.
That sounds so good. I have never been in an event that is fully focusing on one artist productions and music. That would be like really nice to experience that, because they are fans.
Yes.
They are super fans that are in the event. So they are like, they know every song. They know every piece of word in the lyrics. So that would be really interesting.
Yes.
Lovely memory. In your opinion, what are the ingredients of a great event experience?
Well, the music is of course the most important, and then the overall atmosphere in the event. But I'm also a real sucker for a good sound system, especially in the like electronic music. And I also like the stage buildings, stage decorations and lights and lasers and like all of the show. But of course, you don't need all those elements to have a good event. But like there are many factors to have a good experience. And I also think that the small things matter. For example, if you stand outside in the rain waiting to get in, it's not going to be a good start. So if the event like organizer is putting some serious like effort in getting people in quickly, then you're off to a good start to begin with. So yeah.
Those are really good, because like you said, it gives totally new approach to the festival and start to the festival or event if you are like fully wet.
Yeah.
So small details are good to consider. Before we continue to the festival guide, could you tell us what's the story behind you and Hard Voltage events? How did it all start for you, and what's your role in the organization at the moment?
Yes, so it was also in 2022 when I was doing the Reivivuosi project.
Yeah.
I just eventually ended up on their radar basically, and they were forming up their promotion team, and I got asked if I would want to join their promotion team, and I did. I had already been at the first official Hard Voltage event in 2022, so I knew the organization to begin with. And nowadays I'm like part of the like actual arranging of the event. Like I help choosing which artists to book, and I help with artists advancements and like basically everything that you could imagine like when you organize an event. Like I'm maybe even a little bit involved in that.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. I love Hard Voltage events. Like I said earlier, I'm a huge fan of your events because they are like the small details. They are like synced.
Yes.
You can see the experience that you have from the event industry.
Thank you.
And the heart poured into the events. Now it's time to dive into the best festivals and events of the summer. What are the absolutely must-attend hardstyle festivals of the summers, in your opinion?
Yeah, I have 3 picks for the Netherlands events. Well, Rebirth would have been one of them, but it's gone now, so I can't say that. But the first one is obviously going to be DEFCON, just for the experience, and DEFCON is also like they have combined this hardstyle, 25 years of hardstyle anniversary, with especially on the Sunday. So they're going to have like these special moments and those. So that's one.
I don't have a ticket. No, I'm sad.
And then Decibel Outdoor, just for the overall experience, I think it's the best festival at the moment. Spoiler alert, but yeah. And then a third one is for the hardcore heads. I would pick Dominator Festival because they're also celebrating their 20-year anniversary this year, and they have these like all sorts of like stage hostings on the 2 days. And all sorts of special sets for the hardcore people who know like Supreme Team is making a set. Like what?
That's cool. Don't they have these cars like sport cars and stuff?
Yes, the event is it's on this like a beach, and they have always like lined up this area for like these dune buggies, and they go around with the like, and they also some like bigger cars, and like they have this obstacle course that they just keep driving.
Fits to the hardcore.
Yes, exactly.
Can you book a spot in the car while they do that?
I don't think so, no.
That would be cool.
Unfortunately, yes.
Would you go if that would
No,
be possible?
I'm not that reckless.
What about events in Finland? What's going to happen here during summer? Because let's be realistic, not everyone has the possibility to travel abroad, and we want to give you tips too.
Yeah, so first of all, if you go like linearly in time, I would pick first of all Hard Voltage Genesis. It's in May, and you're performing there as well.
You need to come.
Yeah,
You need to come.
it's an indoor event, but it's like at the scale of a festival basically. So you should definitely go there. And then in July there's a Resistance Festival in Suvilahti, which is the first like pure Hardstyles outdoor festival, which is really cool. Like a sick lineup, day and night. I like the idea. And finally, in August, a weekend festival is having tons of hardstyle this year, and even hardcore. They have Angerfist there.
Oh, true. That's true.
So that's going to be like really cool as well. So we have really good options here in Finland this year as well.
And we were talking about earlier that there is some events in Oulu, but we were not sure about the details.
Yes.
And I think there's not artists released yet.
I'm not quite sure yet. Yeah. I think they had Mandy last year, and I think they had Wildstyles last year. I think as well.
I'm not sure, but anyways,
I could be wrong
there
too,
could be
but
something happening in Oulu too.
Yes.
So you need to check that out too. But we have plenty of events in Finland
Yes.
too, so you don't need to go abroad.
Yes.
This year I won't be able to go abroad, but I'm happy because we have so many great events in Finland too.
Yes.
So that makes me less sad.
Yeah. The scene is doing really well at the moment, I think.
Yeah, it's very, very lively. Very lively. So now that we have done some name dropping, let's take a closer look at some of the biggest festivals out there and give you some handy tips to keep in mind for each one. And we are going to start with the most legendary one, of course, the Holy Grounds, the Defcon 1. So, for those who don't know, what is Defcon 1?
Yes, so Defcon 1 is by far the biggest hardstyles festival in the scene. It's located in Biddinghuizen in the Netherlands. And it's also the only 4-day hardstyle festival at the moment. And it's like, if you've ever been to Ruisrock in Finland, which is the biggest festival here, I think the daily attending capacity is like 35,000 people, and Defcon's camping alone is 50,000 people and 30,000 people on daytime goers. So it's over the double of size of Ruisrock, and it's like, it's hard to put into words like how big the event is and how many people you're going to see there. And it's like, and it's also located in this like cool area. It's next to this amusement park where people actually go to the rides over there and get some sneak peek looks on the main stage.
Oh, that's why the red stage has been. Is it a
red? Yes.
Yeah, but like niinku, että se on näytetty ennalta.
Yeah, spoilered. Yes.
Spoilered. Yeah. That
people
was the word.
people go on the rides and they take pictures on their phones because it's the Walibi Holland.
Naughty. What makes this festival unique in your opinion?
Well, yeah, the size for starters, and then the fact that it's 4 days. It's the only 4-day hardstyles festival at the moment, at least in the Netherlands. And it's like the size of the stages are like really big, and like the main stage alone holds 65,000 people, and it's like once you are there you have never seen like as many people at the same place. And when you think about that everyone is there for hardstyle, it's a really nice feeling as well. And then Defcon's end shows and the show moments are also by far the best in the scene, I think. And they have lots of these like cool moments along with the end shows. For example, they have the gathering on first day, and then the artist spotlights and power hour and stuff like that. So they have a lot going on for them that makes it unique.
I really love Defcon 1. I really love it. I hope that I would have more money because I would really love to go there. It's like it's the best festival ever, and like it's just this dream world.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
It's like basically everything you have ever dreamed about.
Yes.
And it's real, and it's there, and it's happening.
Yeah, it feels
and
surreal.
I'm not going. But I highly recommend this to everybody, even though you don't like hardstyle,
Yes.
because it's just an experience. What kind of crowd or vibe can people expect?
Defcon is by far the most international out of all of the festivals. You can run into people from like Mexico or China or like basically anywhere from the world, which is really cool. If you compare, like if your previous experience is from Finnish events, the crowd is going to be the best you have ever seen, and the vibe is going to be the best you have ever been into. But I have to say for myself, like when you have been to these smaller events, like on all sorts of events, the Defcon crowd is a bit more like mainstream, so to say, which means that people who go there are like they aren't perhaps like as hardcore listeners of the scene. So which means that they aren't maybe like they don't know the songs that well, and they don't maybe like aren't that into the music. So it could be a bit more of a challenge to find like a good spot on the crowd to like match your energy.
Yeah.
But it's definitely doable, and it's not bad by any means. But like you start to notice these small differences at some point. And also the smaller stages also always have a really good vibe on even the biggest festivals.
Yeah, because you have like basically every like your own stage to every genre.
Yes.
It's so cool.
I think Defcon is like I think it's 10 stages a day this year. So
Ooh. Candy shop.
yes.
Who would you recommend it to?
I would honestly recommend it to anyone at least once in their lives, because it's the holy ground. It's the place to be. Like you have to go there at least once, just for the experience.
Yeah. Give us 3 pros and cons from the festival.
The 3 pros, I would say, first of all, are the end shows, because they are absolutely amazing. And then the 10 stages and different genres, and they also change the stages a bit from day to day. So this year, for example, they are introducing a drum and bass stage on one day, which is a nice
I didn't
twist.
know about that.
Yeah. And then they have one day they have, I think it was hard trance and stuff like that. So it's like you can also find other than harder styles there. And then lastly, the special moments like the gathering and power hour and artist spotlight. Those are the 3 like main pros of the event, I think.
What about the cons?
The biggest con for me is the price. It's by far the most expensive of all of the Netherlands events. Another one is the very long walking distances, especially if you end up at the farthermost camping. You're going to be in for like many kilometers just to get from the main stage to your campsite. So it's the distances can be really long. And one final thing is that at least for me, comparing to the other festivals, like of course when you have a festival that big, you are going to have like almost everyone attending and performing at the festival. But for me, when you think about the hottest things and the freshest acts in the scene at the moment, like I think Defcon is lacking a bit in those. They are missing some acts that are like I think should absolutely be there. But like this is a bit more specific con.
But that's really like I would say a good point, because like that's true. That's totally true. Could you tell us your favorite memory from Defcon 1 before we move into the next one?
Yes, my favorite memory is from 2022, the end show, because it was the year that my fiancée was there with me actually. And she is not in the scene like an active raver, but she sometimes comes to these events with me. And this Defcon was the first Netherlands event for her. So just sharing the event in general with her was amazing. And then the end show was like the icing on the cake, and it was really funny because she does ballet, and they started the end show with the Swan Lake ballet song, so it was a really nice connection.
Written in the stars.
Yes, it was like really nice connection there. So yeah, I think that's my favorite Defcon memory, and my fiancé is watching, so love you.
Yeah, that's so lovely. What a lovely story. Has she come again?
Yeah, she has been to Intense and Climax with me as well.
That's good. Then we are going to move to the next one, which is Decibel Outdoor. What is Decibel Outdoor?
So Decibel Outdoor is the second biggest Hardstyle festival. It's 3 days and it's located near Tilburg in the Netherlands again. And Decibel Outdoor takes place in this beautiful area where it's next to this huge lake, and the area is split into like these stages between like near the lake or even sometimes on the lake. They build like split these platforms, yes. And then there are some woods on the other side of the road, and they have some stages over there in the forest. So it's like this beautiful like nature area.
What makes it different from the other festivals? What would you say?
Well, yeah, the festival area for starters, and Decibel Outdoors sound systems are insane. Like they market themselves as the loudest city on earth, and it's no joke. Like it's crazy to me how loud they can play the music compared to like other festivals. Like it's like no comparison, at least to me. And the amount of genres they also have is like huge. They have like 10 stages per day again, I think, and they have like also these like really niche stages. They have a terror stage this year, and all those smaller things too. Decibel has a lot of dark hours because it's in August, so it's like at least 3 or 4 hours in the day are dark compared to like DEFCON. It's like maybe the last 30 minutes,
Yeah,
so they can't really like take advantage of the like stages, lasers and lightings.
Yeah.
But Decibel really plays into that, and they go crazy with the light shows during nights. So
Oi.
those are crazy. And finally, Decibel has these unique accommodation options because there's this. They have the basic campsite, but then they have this like zoo area next to the festival site where they have these cabins, like dozens of those cabins, and a hotel where you can book your stay. And they have these like animal like fences going around right next to these cottages. So basically, when you wake up for your morning coffee. Yes, you wake up for your morning coffee and go to your backyard, and you have like a giraffe and a zebra standing over there. It's crazy. We took one of those last year. It was really crazy.
That sounds so dope.
Yes.
It's like you wake up and you're going to a festival. It's your day 2, and you're like, oh, there's a zebra.
Yeah. Oh, there's an ostrich, and yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What can people expect besides these that you already told us?
The crowd is going to be really good.
Yeah.
Again, it's a bit more dedicated than DEFCON for me at least, and it's the usual Dutch crowd. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Who would you recommend it to?
Decibel is the one festival that I honestly recommend to anyone, especially if DEFCON is too much money for you.
Yeah.
The Decibel is a lot more affordable, and I think that overall in the festival experience, like the light and dark hours, and campsite activities, and festival area and everything, I think the Decibel is the best like overall festival in the scene.
Could you give us the 3 pros and 3 cons?
Yes, well, the pros are the sound system. I'm really I can't emphasize enough like how much I like that sound system. And then the dark hour shows and the festival area. I think those are the best three ones. The cons are long distances. You might end up walking in even a longer distance than in DEFCON at the worst case. So it's
really?
Yeah, when you depending where you get your like tent set up in the campsite, from the distance to from main stage to the campsite can be like really big, because you maybe have to go around all of the lake that's like next to the festival area.
Festivals are no joke.
No, you need good shoes. And one con is I had some experiences in Decibel. I have been there 3 times. It can get really crowded at some points. You can manage through that, but I've noticed that sometimes it's a bit too much, and you're in a sort of a roadblock kind of situation where you just can't move anywhere for a while. So it's a bit annoying. It really depends on like the sets that are playing and so on. And one last con is that I don't think that Decibel's end shows are that good, honestly, because and the way that they do them is a bit annoying to me, because when you stand at the main stage right here, and you have the lake on the right side. So they shoot their rockets and lasers from the main stage, of course, but then they also shoot the rockets from the lake. So basically, you have to look there, so you can't be watching the like, and then you're missing the lasers and the lights, and so I don't think it's like that practical, to be honest.
Okay.
And when you think about like the amount of rockets and the light shows and those, like, I don't think the Decibel is the best one. If you're an end show person, then Decibel is not the best one.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. I didn't know about that either. What's your favorite memory from Decibel?
My favorite memory is from 2023. It's the Sunday, the last set of the weekend. On the main stage, they had Rebellion playing their second dose act. And they had been teasing it, and they finally premiered their Supremacy anthem for that year, which I think is the best anthem overall in recent years anyway. And then when they, like, always a song premiere is always such a special moment anyway. And then they had this like insane overdose laser light visuals going on in the night, and it was like an insane moment.
Overdose.
Yes.
Are you ready to move to the next one?
Yes.
Okay, but Decibel. Definitely go there. I would like to go there.
Yes.
I'm sold. I'm sold. Especially when you said it might be more budget friendly than Defco 1. So I was checking the camera to see. Greetings. You know who you are.
Go.
Then we have the Intense Festival, which is happening at the beginning of summer.
Yes.
What's Intense Festival?
So Intense Festival is the third biggest hardstyle festival. It's again 3 days, and it's located near, I think I'm butchering the name, but it's Oosterwijk near in the Netherlands. And when I say it's the third biggest, it is, but like it's way smaller than Decibel Outdoor. So it's located on this one big field. So the whole festival experience is going to be different from the get-go because it's that much smaller.
What sets it apart from other festivals, in your opinion?
Well, the size. This means that you can change stages in the matter of minutes at the best case scenario. So it's really possible to do those. I watch 20 minutes of this and then 20 minutes of that, and then maybe get a drink in the middle. So at like Defcon or Decibel, you can't really plan those. Plan like that. Yeah. And Intense does their event themes, yearly themes, the best out of any festival, I think. The stages and the decorations on the area like really play into that theme, and I think it's like, for example, this one year they had a gaming theme, and then they had like, I remember that. Yes, and they had the main stage had like these Nintendo controllers, and the hardcore 10th stage was like they had this Mortal Kombat characters, and they like really play into the theme, cool. And they don't really like even. Yeah, they just do it really well, and they are really bright colors, and it's just a really nice sight to see. And Intense also has really beautiful end shows, so there's that.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Do you know what theme they had this year?
They have, I think it was Capital of Craziness this year, so it's going to be some. I'm expecting some sort of like carnival, party city type of theme.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what can people expect? Some more details. Spill the tea.
Yeah. Well, the anthem is made by Rebellion and Sub-Zero Project.
Yep.
Rebellion premiered it in Rebirth Festival this year, and I think that the crowd is going to be even more like dedicated. Like the more smaller event size you go, the better it's going to be like the overall atmosphere. But Intense also has the con of the Saturday is usually very crowded. So.
Who would you recommend it to?
These days I would recommend Intense Festival to people who are mostly into raw style or up-tempo, because Intense has like these smaller stages and some other acts on main stage as well for like euphoric hardstyle and so on, but raw style and up-tempo are like way more presented in the festival than other genres. So if you are not into those, I don't think you should go.
Is that a new thing? Because I had tickets to Intense Festival in 2020, but then Corona came, so it was cancelled, and then I sold my ticket. But I think that then the lineup was like pretty like balanced. Yeah, balanced.
I really think that Intense has dropped the ball a little bit this year based on their like lineup. Earlier years they had been like way more on the edge of the scene, like having these special acts, and I think that the lineup was a bit more balanced as well. I have been in 2 times in 2022 and 2023, and I think that the raw style and up tempo were like really big even then, but I still think that it was a bit more balanced. But the Netherlands scene in general really favors raw style and up tempo for many years now, and I think Intense has gone just a little bit too far, at least for me, if you're not into those genres.
So now this comes naturally. Give us 3 pros and 3 cons.
The 3 cons, pros are the themes, the way they play into those. Intense Fanatics stage, which is the raw style stage.
Yeah.
The sound system is insane because they surround it with these like I'm not sure, like this like really big like storage units or one of those. So basically the sound really well stays really well inside of the area. So it's really like hitting in your face like properly. And I
That
think,
sounds good.
and Intense, they also have a nice camping, I think. The campsite is really well decorated, and they have some fun activities over there, and because it's like the size isn't too big, so it's really easy to go from and to the festival.
Yeah. And the cons.
Yes, the cons are, well, it's crowded. At least the Saturday was on both times. One con is that since the festival area is on a field, it's a bit more prone to like terrible weather. For example, last year they had these huge rains, but
I remember.
yes, they fortunately didn't have to cancel. But yeah, you had these like they even asked some people to refund their camping tickets so the international guests could fit into the area that they managed to dry up. So yeah,
I remember that was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Oof.
yeah. And the final con, I think, is that well, I think that the lineup is a bit lacking, to be honest.
Yeah.
At least for me. I like raw style and up tempo, by the way, but when I go to these events, at least these festivals, like I want a little bit more of a balanced and overall experience. So yeah, at least compared to other festivals, I think it's a bit weaker.
Yeah. Could you tell us shortly your favorite memory from the festival?
Yes, it was 2022. They had DJ Delete had just passed away recently, and they had this tribute set for him on the main stage, and then they played Alone in the end show, which was like, it was both beautiful but really heartbreaking at the same time.
I think you cried.
Yes, I did.
Oh. But now we are going to take a closer look to one last festival, and that's your wild card.
Yes.
So, which festival did you choose? Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, I chose, and it's a bit of a wild card indeed, because it's not for this year, but for next year, and it's going to be Rebirth Festival. And it's the smallest Hardstyle festival in Haaren. I just attended it 2 weeks ago, so I have fresh experiences from that again. Rebirth is like, it's even smaller than Intense, and I think it's like in the best way possible. Like the distances are really short. Even from it's a matter of minutes from getting to the campsite to a stage. Like it can be that quick.
Whoa!
And like yeah, I think that Rebirth's lineup was then again the best one out of like this scene at the moment. Like on staying on top of the game, like they had a lot of these like hot acts, but also the best of the biggest names. And yeah,
What makes it special to you?
the size and the price. It's really cheap compared to the other festivals, especially if you compare Defcon and Rebirth. It's a night and day difference.
Yeah, because I checked out, they are selling 3 days tickets for 140, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Yes.
That's really cheap.
Yeah, they started the sale this Tuesday, so 2 days ago, and I think they said they just posted about it today, and they have. I think it's going on for this week still. So if you want to catch a cheaper ticket, like now's a chance.
Who would you recommend it to?
I recommend it to everyone. It's the start of the festival season, so people are in exceptionally high spirits to begin with, and especially if you're a bit tighter on money, then Rebirth is a really nice option, and it's also a really good place to like catch some glimpses of like the upcoming hot music for the season, because artists also prepare a lot of new music for the festival season, and they usually premiere at Rebirth. So, yeah, I think it's honestly one of the best festivals at the moment too.
Would you give us 3 pros and cons?
Yes, the pros are the size and the price and the lineup. At least this year was really good. And then the cons are there are no end shows. Unfortunately, they have this small show moments. They had this anthem show, and then they have this kickoff show on the main stage. But there are no like proper end show moments. So if you want those, then Rebirth is not for you, unfortunately. Then because it's in early April, the weather can be really tricky. Like this year, like heads up, the Netherlands weather is always really tricky. So you can be, it could be August and it could be almost snowing. So you can,
Summer.
yes. But especially like when you think of April, like it's a good comparison. Like this year they had like plus 24 degrees and short t-shirt and shorts weather. And 3 years ago when I was there, they had minus degrees at night. So it was really nice to sleep in a tent. And then the final con is that there are, since it's a smaller festival, there aren't like as big of a hardstyle spectrum available, other than if you compare it to Intense or sorry, Defcon or Decibel. So if you want like the widest possible experience, like then I don't think that Rebirth is perhaps the best choice, even though it has a good variety.
Would you tell us your favorite moment from the festival?
Yes, it was this year actually. Rebirth was celebrating their 15-year anniversary, and they had these like 15-year special sets from different artists. And the set from Future Noise was like honestly one of the best sets I've ever seen in my entire life. It was basically a journey from like his 2017 productions to this day, and it ended up with him announcing that he is going to release an album at this year. So it was like, it was really good, and the atmosphere was again like perfect. Everyone sang along, and yeah.
That's so dope. Sounds amazing.
Yes.
Now we know something more about the festivals, so we are going to move to give you some more practical tips. But before that, are there any underrated or smaller festivals that deserves more attention in your opinion?
I think so, yeah. Rebirth is definitely one of them. And then you have these Electrum Festival is also a fun one. It's in October, so it's the ending of the festival season. And then you have the VWAB, Roger Vasales Better Festival. It's a one-day festival, but it's only classics. So
I want to go there!
Yes, basically it's like the smaller festivals, the price point is a lot more affordable, and the vibes are going to be really good. So if you're trying to look for something different, then absolutely the smaller festivals are worth checking into.
Now let's move to the practical tips. As you probably know, traveling abroad to festivals requires a bit of money, so that's why I'm staying in Finland this year. How much does a typical trip usually cost, roughly?
Yeah, so I have some numbers here. I figured that because the numbers change a lot from event to event, so I compared like Rebirth this year and Defcon last year, which I attended as well. So Rebirth's weekend ticket for this year was 137 euros. The accommodation, which was like a cottage with proper beds and electricity and so on, it was 233 euros per person. The bus to the area and back was 15 euros, and the flights were about 200 euros. So it was around 600 euros plus what you eat and drink. And then Defcon last year, yes, Defcon last year was, the weekend ticket was 280 euros. The accommodation, which was basically a finer tent, but still a tent, it was 470 euros. The bus to the area was 10 euros. Locker in the campsite 25 euros, and the flights around 200 euros. So it was in total about 985 euros. So it's almost a 400 euro difference between these two. But you also have to mention that the prices also change from year to year, because, for example, the Defcon ticket last year was 280 euros, and this year it's 325. So it's almost a 50 euro increase per year, which is pretty crazy. But when you count these numbers in these like a bulk and say them out like this, it sounds like a lot, but if you plan a little bit, then you can spread out the cost quite well, so you don't have to put in all the money immediately.
And next we are going to talk about how to do this all in a budget-friendly way. So, any tips on how to do a festival trip on a budget?
Yes, well, first of all, you should aim for the small festivals, just for the smaller, cheaper ticket, and usually the token, which is the currency in the events, are usually a bit more cheaper as well. So, which means that everything you buy in the area is generally a bit more cheaper. You should try get a group to go with you, so you can spare or share the accommodation costs. The cheapest way is to fly to Netherlands and get yourself a tent from some shop and just set it up in the festival area. But what are you going to do with the tent afterwards? So at worst case, you throw it in the trash, which is not cool. So I personally prefer the pre-set up tents and the accommodations, and you can also get those with your friends, like we did with Rebirth this year. And one big tip is that the Netherlands festivals allow you to bring drinks and food to the campsite with you when you go in there. So you should get as much food and drinks as possible, so you can avoid drinking and eating in the festival area. That's like a really big one. And finally, for the flights, you could perhaps try to get some connecting flights, for example, perhaps to Sweden or something, because those flights are sometimes more cheaper than the straight ones.
I think that nowadays the flights are the most expensive part, because sometimes they can be like 300 euros, and that's
worst,
a lot.
Yeah, at worst, yeah. But if you're early with the flights, then it's usually around 200 euros or perhaps even less.
Once I bought flight tickets, return tickets, was it 112?
Yeah, oh, that's cheap. Nice.
That was cheap. Yeah, I'm still proud of that.
Nice.
But I wish that they would be in those price nowadays too, because I would be in the Netherlands way more often.
Yes.
How do you make the most out of a festival trip?
I usually try to. I personally enjoy doing these phone note timetable lists for me, because there's so much going on, so many sets and so many special activities. And nowadays every event has their own app, but I don't like that. I don't think you should be downloading an app for every single event. So I prefer to do the list for myself. But you just have to also accept that you will miss something when you're at the festival. There's just too much going on, and you also shouldn't lock yourself into a too tight of a schedule. So you should get those main things, main sets, main activities that you absolutely want to see and experience, and then just go with the flow otherwise.
Because I remember that when I went to DEFCON 1, I didn't know half of the things in advance that were happening there.
Yeah.
And I went there, and after that I heard from many people that there was this and there was that, and I didn't know about them. So how do you where can you find those things in advance if you want to plan, so you don't miss out?
The events usually tell those in their social media, so you should follow them. But oftentimes, they are just random events. They just set them up, and you basically have to end up there. That's at least my experience. So it's also bits of luck.
Okay. So I didn't have that luck, but maybe next time.
Yes.
But now we have gave you some tips for the next festival season, and we hope that you are feeling inspirational and you are ready to rock and roll the next festival season. But we are going to move to the interactive part of the episode. We have prepared something fun for you guys. So we are going to have a short break, because there was a lot of information, so you can take a breath. Let the information flow in and take a breath out. So now is your chance to write questions to Oskari. You can ask anything about festivals, about events in general, anything. And I will ask them later on Instagram. You already know how this goes. But we are going to have a short break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back, and we are going to start the interactive part. And remember, you can participate in this too. So you will need to stay. You want to stay.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. See you soon.
Rhythm.
are back. So, welcome back. We are going to kick off the interactive part with a classic this or that challenge. I will say 2 options and you get to pick your favorite, and you in the chat can participate in these too. So comment your choices. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go. We are going to first start by choosing indoor versus outdoor.
Indoor.
What about the people in the chat? Indoor versus outdoor. What about power hour versus warrior workout?
Power hour.
I forgot to say. I would choose outdoor. But yeah, for this I would choose power hour for sure. It's almost a workout,
Yes.
if you think about it. Camping versus hotel.
Camping.
Camping, always camping.
Always camping.
There's so much more feeling.
Yes.
Hotel is boring. It's safe choice. It's like you don't need to worry about the weather that's going to
Yes.
change during the festival or anything.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
boring.
Boring. No German neighbors who are playing up tempo all night
Yes.
long. Boring. So camping for me. What about main stage versus smaller stages?
Smaller stages.
I don't know. Maybe main stage. At least in my experiences, I have been usually in the main stage. Now that I'm thinking to a little bit more times these, my English not good. Next. Okay, Defcon 1 versus Tomorrowland.
Defcon. I've never been to Tomorrowland, but Defcon.
Me neither. But I'm going to say Defcon 1, even though I would like to go to Tomorrowland.
Yeah, me too. I should. Yeah.
So, pre-party versus after-party.
Pre-party.
Yes, pre-party for me too, because when it's after-party time, I'm too tired.
The same.
After-parties are no joke. Then, festival trip to Europe versus United States.
Europe.
I would like to experience the United States, so I would say United States. Because I have heard so many stories that the festivals there are so different.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want to know what's the fuss about.
Yeah, it would definitely be a cool experience. Yeah.
It would be. What about the last one? Hacken versus Claplong.
Clap long all day.
I would say Hacken because we danced it together with my grandma.
I can't do hacken, so I do clap long.
I'm not good either of them, but I'm trying. So, anyways, they're both fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some answers over there. Are you ready to move to the next one? Because now that we have chosen this or that, we are going to give you some top 3s. And you can also participate in this too. So, next up, we are going to have Rank It. We are going to list our top 3s. And you people on the other side of the screen can participate in this too. So, are you ready? I'm not. I haven't been preparing or thinking what to answer, so I don't know. But, okay, Oskari, give us your top 3 festival activities.
Even though I just picked the pre-party, then my first one is the silent disco after parties. Those are so fun. And then the pre-parties. And third one is just random exploring at the festival area.
That's very nice. I don't think that my brains are working fast enough for me to participate in this, but I can do you these from my Instagram.
Yeah.
Because today I'm feeling like I'm hämäläinen. I don't know how to translate it, but I'm slow. Top 3 festivals.
Decibel Outdoor, Rebirth and Defcon.
That came really fast. Okay. Top 3 festivals went there. Okay, what about top 3 anthems?
For anthems, I like to think that these, with the events that I've actually been to, else I would just be saying the usual scrap attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
But number 1 is the 2022 Defcon anthem Primal Energy from Deep Block and Estefan. Then the Rebirth anthem from 2022 by Disturb. It was I Am Rebirth, real banger. And the third one is the Intense anthem from 2023 from Future Noise and Brennan Hart, the When Daylight Strikes.
That's cool. I will say my top one anthem, and that would be World of Madness.
That's a good choice.
That's a good choice. That was my top 3. What about top 3 festival gigs in general?
The best gig was at festivals, the Future Noise 15-year set, Rebirth this year. The second one was D-Block and Estefan at Defcon's Gathering in 2019.
Cool.
It was insane. And then third one for me is the Rebellion's AI album showcase at Rebirth in 2022. It was insane.
So Rebirth.
Yes.
Many Rebirths.
Yes.
What about campsite must-haves? Because, like we said, camping is not for everyone. It's only the true warriors.
Yeah. Number one is good sleeping earplugs for those up-tempo Germans.
Yeah. Why are they always Germans?
Yeah, I don't know.
They are always.
And then my number two is the Y food, like these drinkable meal replacements. Those are really handy. Like it's like free 500 calories that you can just basically drink, and it fills you up properly. And it's like I usually drink one in the morning and one in the evening, and it's like 3,000 calories. So those are really handy.
That's cool.
And the third one is basically just warm clothes, because it's not fun to be cold at night.
Yeah, that's true. And painkillers.
Yes.
Don't forget about those, because you cannot get them anywhere. If you're for at least for me, when I'm dancing, it's like my neck can feel super tight during the next morning, and I will have terrible migraine headache. So painkillers.
Yes.
And if you are sleeping in a tent, you can have these crampy.
Oh, yeah.
What is crampy?
I'm not sure what it is in
like
English.
Your crampy. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I think that painkillers can help with those. I don't know.
Perhaps, yeah. I'm not sure.
But morning yoga routine, those help.
Yes.
There was top 2. What about top 3 rave wear essentials?
Well, music earplugs. I can't emphasize enough how important good ear protection is. And then good shoes for standing up for extended periods of time.
Yeah.
And then I really enjoy having this like fanny pack to pack all of your stuff in.
Vyölaukku.
Yes.
Yes, I would say the same as you, because like, what was the vyölaukku?
Fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
Yes.
Sounds like funny pack.
Yeah.
It's basically the same
Yes.
because you wear it to a festivals usually.
Yeah.
So it's like fun bag.
Yeah, pretty much.
But those are good options. And top 3 stage designs.
My favorite one is the Defcon main stage from last year, when they had the like 5 Defcon cars sitting on the thrones. It was insane, and it was like so big. And then is the Defcon main stage from 2022, which was the Phoenix. It was really nice. And then third one for me is the Intense main stage from 2022, when they had the gaming theme. It was really awesome, and the colors were popping.
I can say this one too. Defcon 2019, because that's
Nice.
the only Defcon I've been.
I was there as well.
And Climax 2019, because that's the only Climax I've been. And then Hard Voltage Genesis last year. Top
Nice.
notch. Top notch. And the last one. Top 3 end shows.
The number one end show for me is the Defcon 2022. Number 2 is Defcon 2019, which it was amazing.
It was.
And
Live the moment.
yes. And top 3 is the Intense 2022 with the Delete track.
Those are good options, and now we have given you our top 3s. Did you get some good information? I hope you did.
I hope you did.
Now we have these papers flying around in the lattia floor. We are going to go through a couple more questions, and then I think that we have told you everything that you need to know. But thank you for participating. I'm looking forward to get to read your answers from the chat. It was fun. And now, a couple more questions before we run out of time. Oskari, which festivals or events do you already have tickets for next summer?
I already bought Rebirth Festival. That's the only one so far. But we have also been talking about perhaps attending a drum and bass festival next year.
Ooh.
So, but that's not on sale yet. But that's in the cards.
But this year?
This year?
Yeah.
I have Worknip Festival, which is hard techno in June, which is going to be really cool. And then I have Tuska Festival here in Finland.
Rock.
Yes, and I think that's actually all the festivals.
Yeah.
Well, Genesis, of course. But
Yeah, Genesis. Yeah. But those are good options. Hard techno, rock.
yeah, something different for a change.
Yeah, it's fun to go and explore different genres and different
Yes.
kind of types of events. What are your plans for the future? Do you have any exciting plans that you could share with us?
Yeah, well, as mentioned, I'm trying something new this year. In February, I attended 2 days of Rampage Festival in Belgium, which is a drum and bass event. It was really nice. And then the Worknip Festival in the Netherlands in June, because it's a 2-day hard techno festival in Utrecht. I think it's going to be really interesting. We have a nice group going there as well. And then for the future, for next year, I'm going to do probably the drum and bass festival, just for the interest of trying out some actual camping festivals for other genres.
That sounds good. I'm looking forward to hear about your experiences in camping.
Yeah.
In a different type of festivals, because
I wonder if they play up tempo at drum and bass festival.
But also, I just realized that we didn't talk about differences between different countries. So maybe one question about that too, because we mostly focused now on the Netherlands. But what about other countries?
Well, I have been to Belgium for rivers, I think 5 times now, 4 or 5. And to be honest, the difference isn't that big, at least to me. It's a neighboring country, and hardstyle is a really big thing over there as well. So I don't think that there's that much difference, at least from my experience. But my experiences from other countries' events also limit to the on the rivers for now.
Okay.
So we'll have to see about that if I try something new again.
But what other festivals do we have in different countries? What do we have?
Well, at least
What are the options?
We have at least the 5-day Crazy Mayhems in Croatia.
Yes!
And then I'm not actually I on the top of my head, I'm not sure if what kind of you have nature one and airbeat one I think in Germany. Those aren't mainly hardstyle, but they have some of that as well. And then you have some other I think Ziget Festival has some harder styles as well.
Yeah.
So you have some options, but these proper harder styles festivals are basically in the Netherlands these days, especially now that the continent is gone from Belgium.
Yeah, that's true. But so Netherlands is the place to be if you like hardstyle.
Yes.
And you want some proper hardstyle festival experience. But we have some in Finland too.
Yes.
We are going to have a really great summer in Finland.
Yes,
so
definitely.
looking forward to that. It's time for the last question. Are you ready?
Yes.
And that's from Grandma.
I would like to ask you what makes this music special to you?
So, what makes this music special to you?
This music is basically everything to me. It's my biggest passion in this life, and it makes me feel things like no other music genre can. It gives me energy when I need it. It helps me process whatever emotions I'm going through at any given time. I've met most of my closest friends these days through this music, and many other friends as well. And not to mention these events in general have given me already dozens of amazing memories for a lifetime. I'm just so grateful for this music and this scene overall, and at least to be able to give back to the scene at least a little bit with my event reports feels so meaningful and so good to me. So yeah, it's just a huge part of my life, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Gotta love this music. But it's I love this music.
It's awesome.
Okay, one last advice. when it comes to festivals? Wise words.
Keep an open mind.
That's a good one. Thank you so much for coming here today,
Thank you.
Oskari. We hope you got some good information and tips to help you have the best festival summer of your life. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to Oskari. You can find him on Instagram at Life of Oskari,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes. If you are in Finland during next summer, I hope to see as many of you at the Genesis and at the Resistance Festival. I don't have tickets to Weekend Festival, so I will not maybe see you there, but Genesis and in Resistance, we will see each other. Please remember to subscribe to this channel and follow me, Solar, on social media, so you know what's going to happen next. Next time, we are going to talk about vinyls and the art of mixing with them. It's hard, it's very difficult. I don't know if you have ever tried, but it's super difficult. I wish I would learn it. But next time, more about that. Leave a comment, leave a like. Thank you so much for joining us, Oskari, and wishing you all the best evening, night, good night, and
Thank
the
you.
best festival season. One last word. One last wise word.
Thank you. See
Thank
you.
you. See you.
Bye bye.
Good night.